Hi, so I've made a lot of improvements since the last devlog. This is devlog number 2. And I was still working on the map generation, and I've made several improvements. First of all, I've added a few more modules, but that's nothing too important. Thing is, I added themes. So these are volcanic theme, and these are the default theme. So only like matching modules will get placed together now. And I also added rooms, and these are rooms, and this structure has a room in it. So this is what signifies a room. I'll explain how this works in a second. I think it's pretty clever. I also added I changed the redstone blocks for the constructs. So these constructs used to get placed in the place of redstone blocks, and I use shulker boxes because I'm pretty sure I won't be using shulker boxes in like the actual buildings. So I can use them as like stand-ins, because I will probably want to use a redstone block sometime in a building, so it's a good idea, I think. And then these white shulker boxes I added, these are for the like exit, so where the next thing connects, and it's no longer hard-coded. I can just pop it in a different place, which I think is pretty cool. These are like, this is exit, this is the styled construct. This is more things, styled construct. So as you can see, there are like these constructs and these constructs. These are different. These are obviously for the volcanic theme, and these are obviously for the default theme. So these orange boxes will naturally expand to matching constructs. So for example, in this piece, these will always expand to those volcanic ones, which I think is pretty cool. I'll explain the rooms also. So black shulker boxes represent rooms. So if I plop down black shulker box, this will represent a room. Then it will take a piece of concrete on top. This will signify the type of room. For example, this is white room. So these are my white rooms. There are currently 2, and these are the rotated versions so it can be rotated. I built them manually, but I'll make like a wordlets command for it, so I can generate these, because especially with larger rooms this will get pretty tedious. So this signifies that I want to build a room, I want to build a white room, and then I can specify the rotation with blanks. So depending on what kind of blank I put on top, it will be rotated. So for oak it will be normal, like this one. And then for spruce it will be rotated by 90 degrees, 180, and of course this will be rotated 90 degrees in the other way. So that's how I can specify rooms, and I think you can see like sort of pattern here. So I'll use shulker boxes, kind of like functions, and blocks on top of them as arguments for the set functions. These do not take arguments at the moment. Probably construct will, but I'm not entirely sure about that. But here is proper argumented call. So this a room, a white room, and rotated by 180. So that's how I generate those. I'll show you the code in a bit. Yeah, rooms are generated in the same way as constructs. So when a room is being generated, it will be copied into here. So it will be copied into here, and then copied to the actual execution point. So that's how it works. One more cool thing is, as you can see, there is a orange shulker box in it, in this room. And these do work. So like if a room has an orange shulker box, it will expand to a construct in the final generated room. So let me show you real quick this new system. So let me just go ahead and do a new head. This will freak out a bit in the first place, but that's fine. So let me just go ahead and run around a bit. So As you can see, we're on a volcanic place, and then this is both volcanic and default. So this piece. So there is a construct from the default set. There's a volcanic one, and there's also a volcanic one here. So let me just move ahead. Again, you see the volcanic constructs appearing randomly. Then we move into a default place and back to volcanic. Okay, so here is like a stronghold thing. So as you can see, the room was generated with a construct, but there is also an empty construct, so you can't see it. So let me just find a new one real quick. Just move ahead a bit, and here's one. Yeah, so you see, there is a hay bale. So I think that's actually pretty sweet. And of course, I can just go ahead and generate, like, this is a different room. This is a different kind of room. So yeah, I thought that's basically all for the demo of it. So you can see we went from like volcanic to a bit less volcanic, volcanic again, less, normal, volcanic, normal. So that's how like these themes work as well. So let me show you a bit of code. So I'm using Trident, which gives pretty sweet functions like these ones. So I can define functions inline in a file, so I don't have to make a new file for every single function. This is probably the most important part here, this function. But there's also these ones, which are we just close out of these, which I don't need. Okay, probably marker would say. So expand template. This is probably the most important. So after a new piece gets generated, so this is copying one of these pieces to the forwardmost armor stand when that happens. So this is just generating that, and as you can see, depending on if the head is default or volcanic or both, like different armor stands get tagged as candidates to be generated, and then we just copy to the head. So that's all. Done. After 2 ticks, it will run expand template, and this is where the magic happens. So it will just run stage 1, which is this, which will just replace black shulker box with the command block that just runs blk generate room. This will expand the room arguments and just generate a room. So this is stage 1. We'll build the new rooms, but these new rooms also have like template blocks like constructs and chests in the future and things like that. Then stage 2 will expand those. So for every orange shulker box, we'll replace them with a command block that will run function blk clone random construct, which will just put a random construct there. And clone random constructs already takes into consideration the type of the head, so default or volcanic, so that works just fine. And then it will also put a marker, like summon marker. It will run summon marker at white shulker boxes, which summon marker is needed for a few things, because we want to delay moving the head armor stand, because it used to be moved as soon as we hit it, but now it is delayed, so we can run these functions, and after these functions we can just put it at the marker and leave it at that. So, but that's mostly an internal thing. That's actually not too important. Then stage 3, it will just like move the head and delete the marker and whatever. So this is just cleanup. And where was I? And generate white room. So no, not generate white room. I just want to generate room. Generate room. So currently it only takes white rooms because I don't have any other type of room, but this could take anything. So execute if the block above is a white concrete block. If it is, then we set the block above to a command block that runs generate white room. And of course I could just copy this a bunch of times for different colors. And then generate a white room will also execute if oak planks, spruce planks, birch planks, whatever. So depending on what kind of planks are above it, it will expand to a different command, like clone, whatever, and it will just clone at one of these armor stands, and depending on the rotation, start from here, 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 or here, and just clone it in there and pop it in. And after this whole thing goes down, after this, then the inner templates get expanded in stage 2, and then stage 3 cleans it up, and we move on with our lives. You also might have noticed that there are now 2 armor stands, so like generation is a bit delayed, so it doesn't happen right in front of you. Just like it always has an extra segment ahead. So if I move in, as you can see, there's always an extra segment ahead of me. This is obviously to make it less jarring, the generation less jarring, but since like the actual modules I want to use are far bigger than this, hopefully you won't be able to see the generation at all in the finished map, I guess. So I think that's basically all. So yeah, see you in the next devlog.